What up, real ones? Before we get to the latest New York Knicks rumors, I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to go up a full stack, a full 1,000 subscribers over Boston Celtics today. Another channel here at Chat Sports. At one point, we were 7,000 subscribers down. Let's take the lead, and let's take a good lead. If you love the Knicks and you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube that posts videos every single day, this is your channel. Hit that big red button. You are watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We have some rumors around Devin Booker potentially going to the New York Knicks. This would not happen immediately. Probably wouldn't even happen during the regular season. But I do think there's been a lot of smoke hovering around Devin Booker. And with everything that's going on in Phoenix, it makes some sense. And there was a Knicks insider who was asked, who will be the next superstar the New York Knicks target in a trade? And Stefan Bondy, he said it would be Devin Booker. So we're going to talk about Booker. Does it make sense? What would have to happen? We'll break all that down in today's show. But first, I want to ask you guys this question. Would you want Booker on the Knicks? Do you think D-Book would be a good fit with New York? I want the real ones to sound off in the comment section. Type Y for yes or type N for no. Stefan Bondy, he went on the Hoops Hype podcast with Michael Scotto, and Scotto asked him, who's going to be the next guy the New York Knicks go and target? And Bondy said the Phoenix Suns are in a tenuous situation given what's happening with their owner. I'm going to go with Devin Booker because I don't know what's going to happen in Phoenix at this point. I have no idea how the players are going to react to this Robert Sarver news. I can see an upheaval coming. All that aside, Devin Booker would be electric in Madison Square Garden. It wouldn't be this season, maybe in the offseason. And we'll give some reasons later on in the show why I think Devin Booker to the New York Knicks makes some sense. But Bondy is tapped in. He's in the Knicks front office. He has sources. He wouldn't just go out on a limb and give a random name. He has heard some stuff that the New York Knicks are interested in, and he's a CAA client, that being Devin Booker. The CAA Mafia is always welcome in Madison Square Garden with Leon Rose. But let's talk about Booker as a player, because he's one of the best players in the NBA, in my opinion. This is a guy that's a walking 26-point bucket. He's getting better and better as a facilitator and getting his teammates involved. He shoots an efficient percentage from the deck as well as from three-point land. I mean, this past year, 27, 5, 46 from the deck, and 38% from three. Those are elite numbers on elite efficiency. And the fact is, Booker continues to get better as a defender every single season. We saw him in the playoffs step up and be an elite on-ball defender. I mean, and not just being an elite defender in the playoffs, he's an elite player in the playoffs. He takes his game to another level. It's harder to score. It's harder to maintain that same efficiency in the playoffs. And in 32 career playoff games, Devin Booker averages 26 points, nearly 5 assists, 45% from the floor, 36% from three, and 90% from the charity stripe. Booker is a primetime player, and to see him in blue and orange would be an absolute miracle for the New York Knicks. But I was talking with Patrick Seatman, you know him, the producer of New York Knicks Now Lives, and he asked me, who is a better player right now? Is it Donovan Mitchell or is it Devin Booker? I'm going with Booker. I like that he's a two-way guy. I think he's someone that can do everything on the basketball court. He can facilitate, he can score at all three levels, he can get to the rack, and he can win you games at the free throw line down the stretch. But I want to hear from you. Type DM for Donovan Mitchell or DB for Devin Booker. I also want to give a shout out to the real ones out there, Real One Roll Call. You guys have been showing out and showing up so much that we had to get you guys a t-shirt. And here at Chat Sports, all the channels that we had to create a t-shirt. And Knicks Now is second in sales. That's a credit to you guys. Join the squad. Be a real one. Get your shirt today. chatsports.com/realknicks. If you get the shirt, take a picture of you rocking it and send it to me on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_, and we'll show you some love and put you on the show. Get your shirt today, chatsports.com/realknicks. That link is in the comment section and description underneath this video. A lot of people may be asking, it doesn't even make sense for Devin Booker to go to New York. Why would it happen? Why would the Suns trade him? Blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about it. The owner situation is something that you can't ignore. That franchise right now is in a state of, is crisis even the word here, Coop? Like, I don't even want to really talk about it because it's bullshit. Quite frankly, what's going on there. It's unacceptable. He should have had to sell the team, but the NBA made the decision they did. And that, what starts on the bottom, shit rolls downhill. That is going to affect the players, no doubt about it. We talked about it earlier. CAA Mafia. Devin Booker is with CAA. Leon Rose, Leon Rose's son, is now an agent for CAA. The Knicks are a CAA team. And there's been rumors long time that Devin Booker would be a guy that Leon Rose would want to bring to Madison Square Garden. But now we've talked about the agency. We talked about the front office. Let's talk about the basketball side of things. Have the Phoenix Suns peaked as a team with this current roster? They got to the finals 2 years ago. What was it? The Western Conference semifinals this past year when they got the break speed off them by the Dallas Mavericks, and Luka Doncic said, "I'm your daddy." I mean, have they peaked? Because look, CP3, he ain't going to beat Father Time. Father Time wins every single time, and is CP3 on his way out? He's already been really vocal about this organization and the front office and the ownership of what happened. And if CP3 retires next year, where are the Suns going to go? Because they'll go back to being that team they were before he got there. I know Mikal Bridges is a great player, and Cam Johnson's a great player, Booker and DeAndre Ayton. But at some point when CP3's play, at some point, he can't continue to be the point guard his whole career. When his play deteriorates or he retires, what are the Phoenix Suns going to do? And is it really that good of a locker room in Phoenix? Because DeAndre Ayton, he wanted out. He didn't want to re-sign with the Phoenix Suns. He didn't want to play there. And I don't know if it's because of his relationship with Devin Booker, his relationship with Chris Paul, or the front office, or what it is. But a lot of stuff and a lot of smoke is coming out of Phoenix, and it doesn't sound like they are the most tight-knit group. Because why would your starting center, who's 22 years old, that could have signed a $200 million contract, want to walk away from Phoenix? Something is going on in that locker room, and I would not be surprised. Maybe not the All-Star break, but maybe this offseason you start to hear some rumors about Devin Booker wanting his way out. And if he goes on the market, I can tell you this much. The Knicks, unlike with Donovan Mitchell, I truly believe would go all in for Devin Booker. Because if this is your core four going forward, Jalen Brunson, 26 years old, R.J. Barrett, 22 years old, Mitchell Robinson, 24 years old, and you have Devin Booker, who's one of the best scorers in the NBA at 25 years old. That's a core four that you can build around for years to come. Imagine your backcourt of Brunson and Devin Booker and R.J. Barrett, who are all 26, 25, and 22. You could have that team for the next 5, 6, 7 years in the NBA. Devin Booker, an elite perimeter defender. R.J. Barrett, an elite perimeter defender. Jalen Brunson, a solid perimeter defender. And you got the big fella, Mitchell Robinson, behind him, protecting the rim. And I think stylistically, they all play well together. They can all go get a bucket when they have to. They can all catch and shoot. And they're people that I don't feel are selfish basketball players. And why do we keep talking about the New York Knicks making a move for a superstar? Because that's what they've been doing with this front office the past 3 years since Leon Rose took over. How can you tell? Because look how many freaking draft picks they have. They're not taking 11 players in the first round over the next 7 years. They're not taking 4 players in the first round this coming draft. They're not taking 7 players in the first round over the next 3 years. The whole reason Leon Rose was brought to New York and to Madison Square Garden and to be the face of the New York Knicks was to deliver a superstar to Madison Square Garden. And if Devin Booker is that guy, that's going to be the right hire of Leon Rose. At some point, the Knicks have to consolidate assets to make a move. They also need to consolidate this roster because right now, there is just too many players that play the same position that aren't going to get the minutes they deserve. I know that this trade will not happen before the season. I want to reiterate that again because I know you guys like to get reckless in the comment section. This would happen next offseason if it happened. But right now, not even talking about Devin Booker, you still need to consolidate this roster. Because if this is the starting five, look at the logjam at the bench with Quickly, Rose, Reddish, Fournier, Toppin, Hartenstein, and Sims. You can't have Reddish and Fournier coming off the bench, because who's going to play out of those two guys? Tom Thibodeau ain't going 10 deep. You know he's playing Quickly. You know he's playing Rose. You know he's playing Toppin. You know he's playing Isaiah Hartenstein, who you just paid $8 million. You're telling me he's going to go 11 deep by playing Reddish and Fournier? At some point, the Knicks will have to move on and from someone on this bench and package a couple players to get one player back. If I was Leon Rose, I would trade Evan Fournier. He doesn't fit the timeline. Does he make him a better basketball player, a better basketball team? No doubt about it. But if you're able to give Cam Reddish minutes, you get to truly see what your investment will come out to be. Because you traded a first-round pick for this guy. If you don't play him this year, that's a wasted first-round pick. And you won't be able to really re-sign him in NBA free agency. Because why the hell would he come back if he ain't getting minutes? The Knicks need to make a move before the season starts. It won't be for Booker. I would trade Fournier and maybe someone else to go get a 2-for-1 player swap. That's what I would do if I was the GM. Let me know what you would do if you were the GM. What's the move the Knicks need to make going into the season? Also, I want to give some love to the real ones. You guys were lit last night. Our our live show was awesome. Had like 500 people tune in at one point. It was a great time. Join us every single Wednesday as we go live. And if you're a real one, drop a real one in the comment section, because that's what you do. What's a real one? Someone that finishes the video, someone that likes the video, they comment, they share it, they tell their friends about it, and they're just a real-ass MFer. So if you're a real one, type real one in the comments right now.